And welcome to the Power Play, a special segment we do after every episode of Around the Wicket, where we answer your questions, so make sure you get them in on social media. I'm Neroli Meadows. I've got Callum Ferguson alongside me. Ferg, one of the poignant questions that is keeping on coming up at the moment, and social media is lit up. South Africa decided to name 7 debutants for a test series against New Zealand, including the skipper. It's brought a few question marks about the future of Test cricket. Where do you think Test cricket is going to be in 10 years' time?
10 years' time, I mean, that is a huge warning flare that we've just seen go up from the South African Cricket Board there to clearly put a focus on domestic T20 cricket in their country. So in 10 years' time, I like Michael Holding's idea from a few years ago. 2 divisions, it gives relevancy to more test matches that are being played. There's more on the line every time teams go out in the field. So I think that's where it's going to go. And Steve Waugh's idea to make it a minimum match fee across the world for all test matches played for each individual player makes a lot of sense to me too.
Love the passion from Steve Waugh, I've got to say. He just used social media, which this very segment is all about,
That's
to
right.
go bang.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit everyone between the eyes with that one. And I think it was needed because I think we've probably sat a bit comfy at times here in this country because cricket is in such a strong financial state, but not every country is in that position. So I think this is a dose of reality, this South Africa saga, and we're all going to have to sit up and take notice and perhaps show a bit more care for some of the countries that aren't as well off financially.
Interesting timing, right off the back of that sensational win against powerhouse India. So we have the highs, we have the lows, one to watch for the future. Speaking of the future, I would like your bold prediction for 2024. Right. And Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, you too. And it's a big year coming up, no doubt. We've obviously got the T20 World Cup coming up in the West Indies and the US. But my bold prediction for this year surrounds the Australian cricket team. There will be 3 different captains, for one in each format for the Australian team by the end of this year, 2024.
You're talking men only? 3 different
Men's only. So we're going to see Pat Cummins in the Test role still, Travis Head to take over the ODI role, and Mitch Marsh to take over the reins full-time in the T20 role to give Pat Cummins some longevity in the Test game as captain and not to burn himself out.
You heard it here
That's
first.
That's right. Heard it here first.
3 captains, Ferg. Thanks so much for your thoughts. This has been the Power Play on Around the Wicket.